Bobby, you here again?
Yeah, my doctor told me to reduce stress at work, so I come to Buffalo Wild Wings to eat lunch and watch sports. I get to pick one of 7 entrees, like sandwiches and salads, plus one of 7 sides.
Well, I like sides.
It's so affordable I can finally take a vacation.
Where you gonna go?
Here, Tim, here.
Introducing the new B-Dubs Fast Break Lunch Menu, starting at a new low price. Dine in or order takeout weekdays between 11 and 2. Participation and availability may vary. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. This is your girl, KP Miller, with Maniac Monday. I do apologize for me being late, but if you all been watching my page, I have just completed my first out-of-town show. I'm extremely tired, but hey. Honestly, I have a topic today about no meaning no when it comes to things that we are doing in life, relationships, friendships, learning to say no, especially when you are not in agreement with things. I decided to have this show. Let me back up a little bit. Most of the time when I do segments, it's pertaining to myself or, again, people that I dealt with, or our paths may have crossed in some kind of way, and for some reason people love sharing things with me. And today's segment is a personal topic. And I want people to call in and give me your feedback on it. No meaning no. When you are uncomfortable with certain things in your life, you have the right to basically not do it. A lot of times we feel obligated because of circumstances, and that's not always a good thing to do, nor is it a good situation to be in, because you find yourself compromising your own morals, things you don't believe in, and things you wouldn't dare agree to. But because they are our friends, family, possibly co-workers, we do stuff we don't like. So I just want you all to kind of call in today. I'm really not in a talkative mood, to be honest with you, but I have an obligation to uphold, and I'm a woman of my word. So I just need some help today, if you don't mind calling in, telling me what your opinion is, how you feel about saying no. Do you feel guilty, or are you a person that agrees to everything and then complain about it later? So a lot of times when we're in relationships, like I said, we do stuff that we don't want to do. And a lot of times we do those things because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But I have gotten to the point where I am totally burnt out on sparing people's feelings, and nobody spares yours. Everybody expects you to be a certain kind of way. Everybody expects you to not react when they mistreat you. And this past weekend, you live and you learn. And I'm starting to say no myself. A lot of people that don't even deserve your friendship and your kindness, I'm saying no. I'm saying no to being supportive of those who don't support me. I am saying no to a lot of things that I don't agree with. Now, let's keep in mind, people, when we say no, that does not mean we do not love that person, care about them. That does not mean that we don't value friendships or is not a form of disrespect is what I'm saying. No simply means exactly what it is. It's self-explanatory. No. That means that we don't agree with that. That means we're not going to deal with it. But in the same token, if you are a genuine person and you're 100 with yourself and you respect the other side, you would accept that myself or anybody telling you that they're not going to do something or be supportive of something that you're choosing to say or situations you're choosing to put yourself in. Even though I had a successful event this weekend, still, I had no idea what I was going to name this show, and revelations come to me in the middle of the night. Anybody that's following me will see that I post a lot. I am up 40 in the morning. A lot of people call me a vampire because I'm up all times of night. But when I decided to name my show, I called it Curves and Chaos for a reason. Did not know. That's why they say I have to be careful what you speak into your life. Even though I'm looking at it from a fashion point of view, production point of view, this yesterday was definitely chaotic. Even though we had the curves, we had the fashion. Again, it was a wonderful event, sold out event, my first one out of town. It was a lot of chaos. It was a lot of BS. A lot of people who did not come through at the very last minute. See, that's another thing with me. I don't do people how they try to do me or have done me, whether it's personal or business. It really, really puzzles me when people call you at the last minute and make a decision to fuck up your show. And I say it just how I feel it, no filter today. Because I am so tired of people disrespecting not only myself, but anybody who is in business for themselves, people who really put their hard-earned cash into something that to make other people happy. My thing is, with my business, it's an empowerment organization that I have. The fashion came later on. And the disrespect of your so-called supporters is unbelievable. The reason why I say it's unbelievable is because anytime you agree to do something, that's just what it is. I never come to anybody with any demands, except if you disrespect me, because I'm going to demand my respect. But I don't come to anybody that I do business with any demands. I come to you with a suggestion. I come to you with an idea, or you come to me with an idea. You want to collaborate and work with me or somebody else. And for some reason, you agree to do something, and then at the last minute, you change your mind, and it messes up the whole plan that this person has put into effect. Why do people get attitudes when you tell them about themselves? Is beyond my understanding. Because, again, if you're working with me, we're going to come to an agreement of something that you say you are capable of doing. We had a young man who came to me about his brand new line that he wanted to present in my show. I'm all for young entrepreneurs because we don't have enough of them, okay? I am one that will support anybody, honestly. If it's something positive and not anything degrading or demeaning to man or woman, I'm all for it. Long story short, I invited this young man in to present his line in the show. He came to me yesterday to tell me, hey, I left a piece. I need to go pick it up. Okay, cool. We'll push you on to the back of your seat and proceed with the show. It was so chaotic yesterday that I did not realize that he had not even come back. So when I called him, you give me this cockamamie story that I really didn't give one damn about, to be honest with you, unless you're in a coma. I really don't care what you had to do because you had an obligation to this show. And not only did you have an obligation, you were hired to style the men in my production, and you failed to do that. Now, see, one thing about people, when they do wrong, they get mad and pissed off at you because you put them out there. I haven't got to the point now that if you do some BS and you're taking people's money and not making good on it, the world needs to know who you are so they won't make the same mistake that we made hiring you to do a job. So this guy got upset with me because I got in his rear end about how he handled the situation, which was totally unprofessional and sloppy. I'm like, baby, if this your first go around, you're not gonna make it. Instead of him fixing the situation, you had the audacity to get mad at me and tell me that I am the reason why you're not refunding my male models the money back for items you promised to present to them from your line. What they do that at? How is it my fault that you did wrong? Like I told him, and I didn't cuss him. I used a few choice words, but I did not cuss him out. I used choice words and my venting about him handling the situation wrong. And one thing about me, one thing I hate is when somebody is wrong, acknowledge that you're wrong. You will get so much more respect because nobody is always right. I'm not always right. Nobody is always right. So instead of him acknowledging his wrong, he gets upset. He's more focused on me going off on him than fixing the situation. So not only did you not show back up for the production, you're not going to refund these people their money. Clothes that you went to, I think the name of the clothing store for men was like S&K or something like that. You went there, purchased some items that did not fit anybody for real, and went to somebody's embroidery shop, I guess, and got your so-called label or logo stitched on these items. My show was from 5 to 9. We got through a little early because apparently his scene was not in it because he was not there. It didn't dawn on me, y'all, that he didn't come. So long story short, the show ended at 8:30. We wrapping it up. We're walking out the building about 8:45. I'm calling him on the phone, which means you were gone for over an hour if you all have not calculated that yet. Again, how is it my fault that I called you irate? I had every right to be irate. And the reason why I had every right to be irate is because I sent you these people's money to do a job that you failed horribly at doing. Then you want to tell me, well, KP, I didn't make no money doing this. I mean, I was at a loss. Let me tell you something, little boy. And yes, I did address him like that because grown men don't handle business like that. I said the worst thing you can do is accept a fee for something you say you're able to do and work with. And upon you messing that up, tell somebody you didn't make no money at it. Okay, baby, I never came to you for nothing free. And at the point that I presented to you what you asked for, which was anywhere from $75 to $100 per model, I got 5 of them to make your line happen, to style them. You accepted that. But because you got caught in your wrong, you're going to throw it up in my face that you didn't make no money like you're doing me a favor. I said, you're not ever doing me a favor because one thing about me, I'm not hard up for nobody's money. I work every day for mine, and baby, what I don't have, I obviously don't need it, or it's not time for me to get it. So let's get that understood. 2, if you're not making no money, that's your fault because you're the one said this is what you would do this for, and that's what the guys came up with and presented it to you. They did their part. I did my part sending it to you. Why we as black people want to take folks' money, and when we get caught in doing things that are wrong, we want to put it on the other person as if it's their fault. Still, at 6:23 p.m. Central Standard Time, you have not even called my phone. You have not even apologized. You put everything on me, I handled the situation bad by calling, cussing you out. You was dead wrong now. You hadn't even come back. We was through with my show. If my show from 5 to 9 and you ain't even came back yet, you was gone a very long time, and you sound like you was sitting up looking at TV when I called. How is that my fault? That's why I say no means no. No means no. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not taking it. If you don't have